Hello everyone, welcome to Skill to Assist. Today, everyone, we will be discussing on what are the important curve construction exercise called tenor basis curve construction. So, tenor basis curve construction require bootstrapping in order to construct the tenor basis curve. So, what is tenor basis curve? So, the tenor basis curve represent the difference between interest rates of financial instruments with the same underlying currency or reference rate but different tenors. It is a critical concept in fixed income and derivative markets, especially when dealing with instruments with interest rate swaps, working rate modes. So the Tenor Basis curve offering all the spreads between different tenors of a common reference rate such as LIBOR, SOFR, or Libor. For example, the difference between 3-month LIBOR and 6-month LIBOR forms part of the Tenor Basis. The curve plots this spread across different tenors such as 1 month, 3 month, 6 month structure. The curve reflects the market perception of liquidity, rate of interest, and funding condition over time. So this is basics of what tenor basis is. You can also use any example. Let's say we have two parties, party A and party B, where party A paying party B with a floating underlying index, which is 1 month LIBOR or 6 month LIBOR. On the other hand, party B pays party A 2% fixed interest. Don't you see the cash flows, net flows from party A to party B, make the discount bid in order to that the net present value. But the discount factor that they will be using will not be the base curve, which is 3-month LIBOR. Rather, it would be at 1 month or 6 month LIBOR, because the underlying index is the 1 month LIBOR or 6 month LIBOR. Right? So we need to bootstrap a curve called as tenor basis curve in order to discount these cash flows. So when the underlying index is differing from the base curve, we need to bootstrap those curve, and the curve is called as tenor basis curve. Then it bootstrap a curve with the different tenors but the same currency. The curve is a tenor basis. Right? Now to bootstrap the 1 month LIBOR curve or a 6 month LIBOR curve, what inputs we require? The first input is the base currency. The base currency, the 3-month LIBOR. This is what we need. As an input and selecting, we need to adjust from spreads or less tenor basis spreads. So these spreads need to be adjusted in this base currency curve to the tenor basis curve. So what are these spreads that we need to adjust? So these spreads are a broker quoting, and they come from the interbank tenor basis swap transaction. And these spreads are made in order to compensate for the credit risk and liquidity. So for example, the credit risk involved in 1 month tenor is less than that involved in 3-month tenor. And for the liquidity, 1 month curve will give more frequent payments and hence would be more liquid than this 3-month, right? So these two aspects, credit risk and liquidity, need to be adjusted in the underlying base currency curve in order to achieve our tenor basis curve, right? But the point is whether we need to add or subtract these spreads from the underlying base curve. So for 1 month LIBOR, the credit risk is less than 3-month LIBOR. So what we need to do, we need to subtract these spreads from the 3-month LIBOR. On the other hand, 6-month LIBOR is more riskier than 3-month LIBOR. So we need to add those spreads to the 3-month LIBOR in order to get the 6-month LIBOR tenor basis curve. Okay. So this adjustment and this entire process of adjusting these spreads into the base currency 3-month LIBOR curve is called as tenor basis curve construction. And to do this, we need to have a setup using the cross-currency curve bootstrapping exercise that we perform. We use that same kind of a setup to get these tenor basis curve. And we'll see next with you how to do that in Excel. Now let's focus on applying that theory using this Excel template developed by 𝐂𝐫𝐬𝐬𝐬. What you see here is the standard template designed to bootstrap the tenor basis curve. This template is versatile and can also be used for construction of the cross-currency curves. Today we will be focusing on its application or the tenor basis curve bootstrapping. The construction of the tenor basis curve relies on two key market inputs. The first is the base curve, which is the USD 3-month curve, which you see here in column P and column U. So this curve is as of the valuation date of 1st April 2022. These curves provide future dates in column T and their corresponding discount factors in column U. Second, we have the basis spreads, which is the USD 3-month Libor basis spread for 1-month tenors. These spreads are listed in the column Z as midpoints, representing the average pay and receivable rate. Remember, the first rate as of 5th May 2022 is the cash rate, not a basis spread, and it requires a special treatment. After these market inputs, the first step in the process of bootstrapping the tenor basis curve, the key forward rate calculation. The difference between the start date and end date would depend upon which curve are we building. If it is a 1-month curve, then the start date and end date difference would be 1 month. If it is a 6-month curve, then the difference would be 6 months. First, determine BF1 and BF2, the discount factors for the start date and end dates by interpolating values from the Libor curve. And the Libor curve is Libor 3-month curve, which is the base curve. But these discount factors depend upon the base curve. Once we have the BF1 and BF2 computed, we can compute the forward rate, which is nothing but BF1 divided by BF2 minus 1 divided by the 𝐸𝐹. When the forward rate is computed, we just need to adjust those forward rate with the basis spreads. Spreads are interpolated from the top as an input in column C here for the end bids, and forward rate are copied from column Q to column F, right? And then we compute the cash flow. What is this cash flow? This cash flow is the forward rate plus the adjustment multiplied by 𝐸𝐹, then multiplied by the discount factor, which is nothing but the present value of the cash flow for the notional of $1. Then we have second step 1, step 2, and step 3. And then based upon that, we get the discount factor, DF. And once we have the discount factor, we can simply interpolate this calculated discount factor that we usually do by running a macro here on the top in column I. Right? So you can see these are interpolated in column I. And once we have the discount factor interpolated, we can simply compute a zero rates. And then we can compare a zero rate with the marketly available zero rates. And then we can see the difference here, which is very minute. One important thing that you need to keep into consideration while you're adjusting these spreads, as we had also discussed that the same thing in the last video, is how to make the spread adjustment for in the base curve. So if you're moving from 3 month to 1 month, the spread have to be negative. As we explained in the last video, 1 month is less riskier than a 3-month curve, right? If it is being moving from 6 months to 1 month, in that case, the spread would be positive. So this is the only thing that we may take into consideration while you're adjusting this curve with the spreads. And once you do that, we do the bootstrapping into the exercise as we have done it, and then you finally get the zero rates in column J. You can compare this column J and column K, and you see the difference is here.